So creating a sustainable marathon prep diet. Okay, so how much should you eat? Marathon runners devote extensive hours to continuous demanding physical activity. Regrettably, many runners tend to neglect the importance of their dietary choices. The adoption of a wholesome marathon training diet is pivotal for optimizing performance and streamlining the training process. Okay, the initial step involves ensuring the intake of calories is sufficient to support heightened physical demands. Failing to match increased activity with proper nourishment can result in muscle loss, heightened susceptibility to illness, heightened stress, and disrupted sleep patterns, for example. So it's extremely important that you reach your calorie requirements. So calorie recommendations for individuals during marathon prep, and those individuals that are also just training higher intensities a lot more often. Okay, so for individuals engaged in moderate to intense training, such as daily sessions lasting 2 to 3 hours or 5 to 6 days each week, the International Society of Sport Nutrition, ISSN, indicates a potential daily calorie requirement spanning from 2,000 to 7,000 calories based on an athlete's weight within the 50 to 100 kilo range, that being 110 to 220 pound range. Yes, that is the recommendation of the ISSN, but once again, a range from 2,000 to 7,000 isn't particularly useful to find out how many calories you should eat, obviously. So even for men and women on the lighter end of the spectrum, weighing around 50 to 60 kilos or 110 to 132 pounds, eating around 2,000 calories with all that exercise that you're doing is probably not, best. It's most likely going to be too little. Okay, so personally, I would advise eating more than that, especially if you're training 5 to 6 days a week. Okay, so do what works for you, but don't overindulge. Ensure that you're not overindulging just because you're training for a marathon. Very important to know. You don't want to put on any excess unnecessary weight because you are going to have to carry around that weight when it comes to race day, and it's probably going to inhibit your performance. Okay, it's like wearing a weighted vest. Say over marathon training, you put on like 10 kilos. It's just like, you build up to the day, and then on the day, you basically carry around a 10 kilo like weighted vest on top of, running 26 miles. Just be careful and monitor your calorie consumption. You don't have to be completely anal retentive about it, but it is important. Nutrition is extremely important. Cannot stress this enough. You want to perform like an athlete and you got to eat like an athlete, okay? Except that's your life from now on. And if you're really going to take this marathon training seriously, then that's what you're going to have to do. Okay, it's as simple as that. So here's a rough way to calculate your nutritional intake based on how long you are training for each day. This method is provided by Polar Electro. Polar Electro is a Finnish manufacturer of sports training computers, particularly known for developing the world's first wireless heart rate monitor that goes around the chest, for example. Okay, so they recommend that 60 to 90 minutes of running requires 19 to 21 calories per pound of body weight. 90 minutes to 2 hours of running requires 22 to 24 calories per pound of body weight, and 2 to 3 hours of running requires at least 25 to 30 calories per pound of body weight. Okay, so for example, a runner who weighs 132 pounds, 60 kilos, and is doing a 90-minute run should ensure that they consume at least 2,904 calories to fuel the session properly. Okay, so that's a good calculator, all right? It's not for everyone. Of course, people's metabolisms will be different. So it's important just to nail your own routine, to track your own, work out your own maintenance calories, work out how many calories you're burning, and then conduct and build your kind of diet protocols on top of that. Thank you very much for viewing this clip. I do hope it has aided in your journey to achieve optimum living. If you have enjoyed it, please go check out the full-length podcast episode. The link will be in the description below, or you can click right there. Goodbye.